Vague pronoun references, brought to you by Miss Hoppus and Mr. Wagley.
Hi, I'm Miss Hoppus.
I'm Mr. Wagley.
It is so nice to meet you.
First, what is a pronoun, and what is vague? Vague means something that is unclear or not clearly stated. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun or a noun phrase. You might be familiar with he, she, him, her. So, a vague pronoun means we are unsure or unclear about which noun or noun phrase the pronoun refers to because it is not clearly stated. A few examples of pronouns. You may refer to a person by their name, but if you were to refer to them using a pronoun, you would say he or she or him or her. For example, Miss Hoppus is she or her, and Mr. Wagley is he or him. Some people may also refer genderless pronouns, such as the singular they or sie or zer. You may refer to an object by what it is called, or you could call it the subject it. You may refer to a group of people, let us pretend you are referring to Miss Hoppus and Mr. Wagley, as the teachers. If you'd like to use a pronoun, you could also say they or them. For example, a cat is it. Puppies are they or them. Beyonce, queen, yes, but also she or her. Finn from Adventure Time is he or him.
Mathematical.
Why would I use a pronoun? You'd use a pronoun to help you from repeating the same name over and over and over again. That gets annoying and boring.
So here's our first example. This is the repetitive use of names, which is one of the reasons why pronouns make sentences sound better. In the oopsie, we have Katniss Everdeen is a character in The Hunger Games. In the book, Katniss Everdeen volunteers to be part of the Hunger Games. Katniss risks her life by volunteering. Here we say her name 3 times and The Hunger Games twice. That can get kind of redundant. So in our correction, we have Katniss Everdeen is a character in The Hunger Games. In the book, she volunteers to be part of a competition where only one person survives. She risks her life by volunteering for it. In this, it's very clear that the she's and the hers are referring to Katniss, and the it is the Hunger Games. And by using pronouns, we no longer sound so repetitive.
A pronoun only works when you can tell what it's referring to, the antecedent. The antecedent is the word a pronoun is referring to. In our previous examples, the antecedents were cat, puppies, Beyonce, Finn, or Miss Hoppus, Mr. Wagley.
A vague pronoun reference occurs when the antecedent is unclear. The antecedent becomes unclear often because there is more than one noun or noun phrase in the sentence or paragraph. For instance, when you use 2 female names and then say she, we don't know what she you're referring to. It gets crowded. Just like this minion crowd. Which minion is she? Think of the pronoun as a minion. When he gets caught up in a crowd, you no longer know who Gru is talking about. He needs a wig, a costume, or a clear reference to an antecedent, a proper name. For instance, let's go through some examples. Gru announced, "Go stop Dave and Jerry. They are in a fight because he has been hypnotized to be a monster." Here we know that they refers to Dave and Jerry, but it's not clear that he is referring to either Jerry or Dave. We don't know which one. So in the correction I put, Gru announced, "Go stop Jerry. He has been hypnotized to be a monster and is fighting with Dave." Here we know that Jerry is the purple minion, and Dave is the yellow minion being attacked.
Let's see some examples of vague pronoun references and correct them.
Here is our first example of why you must first say the name to be clear. Using a pronoun at the start of a sentence or paragraph makes the rest of the reading unclear to the reader. For example, she uses a bow and arrow to protect herself and also to hunt. This is how she survives the competition. If I did not already know that we were discussing the Hunger Games, I wouldn't know what you meant by she. So, you need to at least put the name 1 time at the beginning of the paragraph or sentence so that the reader has the context. So in my correction, We have Katniss Everdeen uses a bow and arrow to protect herself and also to hunt. This is how she survives the Hunger Games. Now I know that the she is referring to Katniss Everdeen. In example 2, we have multiple nouns or noun phrases. This is the biggest culprit of vague pronoun references. Here is the sentence. Jonas stopped taking the pills that the elders were forcing him to take because they made him no longer feel emotions. Here, we don't know if the they, our pronoun, is referring to the pills or the elders. Do the pills make him no longer feel emotions, or do the elders make him no longer feel emotions? This is a vague pronoun reference. There are different ways to correct this. Correction 1. The elders were forcing Jonas to take pills that made him no longer feel emotions, but he stopped taking them. Here we have moved the sentence around so that we are very clearly aware that them is the pills because he has stopped taking them. In correction 2, we say, Jonas no longer takes the pills that the elders gave him. Those tiny round capsules had the power to stop his emotions. In this correction, we're no longer using a pronoun, but instead we've replaced it with another noun phrase, tiny round capsules. This is very clearly relating to the pills. I don't think that the elders would be considered tiny round capsules. Correction 3. Jonas no longer takes the emotional suppressant pills that the elders tried to force on him. Here, I've completely removed the need for another noun phrase or a pronoun by moving the sentence around so that the pills are being described by emotional suppressant. As you can see, there are many ways to fix vague pronoun references. Please write these instructions down. You'll need it for practice. One way is that you can replace the vague pronoun with a different specific noun or noun phrase, just like we did with the tiny round capsules. You can clearly state the antecedent elsewhere in the sentence or move the sentence around so that the antecedent is more obvious. Or you can restructure the entire sentence to remove the need for a pronoun, just like we did when we said the emotional suppressant pills.
How to do corrections on your own. Write these ones down also. First, identify all pronouns in your writing with a highlighter. Then ask yourself, what or who is this pronoun referring to? Is it just a minion in a crowd, or is it a unique minion that is easily identifiable? If it is not clear to your reader, then you have a vague pronoun reference. You need to revise by using one of the 3 options that we mentioned in the previous slide.
Now you can pause the video to make sure that you have all your notes ready for practice.
Here's some more practice. Battle School is a massive wheel-shaped space station with a 0G battle room section in its center. It rotates continuously to create its own artificial gravity. Here, you should pause the video and highlight the nouns and pronouns.
You should have highlighted Battle School and 0G Battle Room section as our nouns, and then highlighted it and its as our pronouns. It's a little confusing which one rotates continuously to create which one's artificial gravity. What is it referring to? I need you to clear this up. Please take the time, pause the video, and use one of the 3 options for correction to make this sentence more clear. Fix the vague pronoun reference. Here are 3 ways that we corrected this. Correction 1. Battle School is a massive, wheel-shaped space station with a 0G battle room section in the center, which rotates continuously to create artificial gravity, thus creating the 0G status. In this, we restructured to eliminate the need for a pronoun by putting the word which. In correction 2, we said Battle School is a massive, wheel-shaped space station with a 0G battle room section in the center. The battle room rotates continuously to create artificial gravity, thus creating the 0G status. Here we did a noun replacement instead of a pronoun so that we could specifically say that the battle room rotates continuously instead of it rotates continuously. In correction 3, we said Battle School is a massive wheel-shaped space station. It has a 0G battle room section in the center. The 0G battle room gets its own artificial gravity through the continuous rotation that it does within the battle school. Here we make the pronoun more clearly related to the antecedent, just like with our minions.
Now have fun with it, and by it we mean your practice.